Hello, wonderful friends out there. My name is Nana Osei Bonsu Jr. of Afriwick International Organization and CERTO Leadership International. And this is Leadership Academy. Today we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, entrapment. Is it right or wrong? Is it against journalistic ethics, or it is good for journalists to entrap our public office holders? So, most of these discussions is going to be based on my perception or my um, um, understanding of entrapment. And so let me first explain what entrapment is. Entrapment is when you put somebody in a position to prove himself or herself trustworthy. That's all entrapment is. When you put in a position to prove yourself trustworthy. And I believe that when our politicians and our public office holders wants to assume the reins of power, they come to the public to ask for our power to be able to help manage our resources or to help cultivate and coordinate our resources. And so, sometimes or most of the time, they come with a promise that they're going to stamp out corruption. They have a zero tolerance for corruption. They are going to be fighting against corruption. They are going to stamp out corruption. These are the statements we hear or the cliches they come to us with. And so, in my opinion, if somebody come to me to request for my power to put him or her in an office where he or she is going to be a custodian of resources, then I believe that such a person should be tested. He or she has to be put in a position to prove himself trustworthy to the people. Because that is fair. Just as we go to school and we write exam or we take a test, basically the tester, who happens to be the teacher, is not testing us because he or she wants us to fail. No, that is not the purpose of testing. The purpose of testing is for us to prove ourselves worthy of the position or worthy of promotion. So, I want to believe that if any journalist or if anybody for that matter is going to put a political or a politician in a position where he or she would have to prove himself worthy of that office, I don't see anything wrong with that. I believe that if that is the motive for people to prove themselves worthy of that office, then I would want to say, let us entrap anybody who wants to seek public office. Because if you want my power to manage the resources of the community or the resources of the country, then you got to be trustworthy. You got to be who you claim you are. When you come and tell me you are stamping out corruption, then I have to put you in a position to prove that what you said is what you really mean to do. I believe that we spoke about probity and accountability. Those of us who were a little old enough to remember in the 80s, it became the cliche of the political climate of that time, especially in the sub-Saharan African countries, where politicians were talking about probity and accountability. So if we want to probe the leaders or the politicians in order for them to be accountable, what is wrong with entrapment? Because if we claim that we're probing them in order for them to be accountable, then it is right for us to entrap them for them to be accountable as well. Because I see the two being the same. And as I always say, if you are a leader, you don't wait for probity to be accountable. You are accountable to the purpose for which you took that office. Because if you are a leader and the purpose for which you took that office is to serve the people, then you are accountable. You hold yourself accountable to that purpose. Not because you're going to be probed, not because somebody is going to look into what you're doing, or somebody is going to look into your books to make sure that you're doing what you claim you're doing. And so, I would want to say that political office holders or people who are in public offices, holding public offices, should even welcome entrapment so they can prove that they are trustworthy, because that is the purpose of entrapment. It's for you to prove yourself. And so I don't see anything wrong with our politicians or our public office holders proving themselves to be trustworthy to the people they requested the mandate from. Because you want to be a custodian of our resources as a country or as a community. You have to prove yourself. There should be a test for you to prove that you are trustworthy. And so, in conclusion, I would say that we need to demand accountability from our public office holders. And so we, the people who have the power, should be able to entrap our public office holders so they can prove themselves worthy. If you don't agree, you can make your submissions on our page. We welcome diverse opinions. We welcome diverse perspectives to issues, so we can discuss, we can think about it, because we always want to rock our intellectual world so we can set ourselves thinking and think through the issues facing the continent of Africa to be able to come up with solutions to the issues facing Africa. And so we welcome discussions, we welcome intellectual discussions. So if you don't agree to this, you can make your submissions known and we can judge or we can discuss it. It is important. Then you bring your diverse opinion or diverse submission to this discussion. That is what we are looking for. So if you want to do that, you can go to afriwic.com and make your submissions there, and we will gladly pick it up and discuss it with you. You can also go on YouTube and type Afriwic Media, Afriwic Media. You can follow us there. You can like, share our videos. We have a couple of videos, leadership videos. You can share them. You can like us. You can subscribe to our videos. And anytime we put up a video, it's going to prompt you for you to come in and listen and be a part of the discussion. You can also WhatsApp us on 347-268-3655. 347-268-3655. Thank you for spending the time with us, and we believe that we are going to be together. We are going to be able to discuss these issues and think through these issues and make Africa a better place. Thank you. Shalom.